And then you go to his newer sound bits on Hotbox, and it's all about like, tripping out on toads and, going to another dimension and shit. It's
Who would have
like,
imagined Mike Tyson
I know,
with a
right?
toad?
Not me.
Welcome back to Tatay Time. This is Papa Loy.
Papa Ben.
Yes, exploring the world of fatherhood with philosophy, science, and art. Yeah, we were just talking about Mike Tyson. Sorry about the weird intro there, but yeah, that's the episode today, man. It's Sunday Rant Day. I don't know. I just invented that, but yeah, we have a lot to
Why not?
rant about today.
It's full moon tomorrow.
Sunday Rant Day, son.
Yeah.
It's a full moon, so we're gonna have our periods today.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Shout out to all the fathers who are dealing with the blood moon right now.
Jesus Christ,
Not just
yeah.
the full moon, but that blood moon is real.
The blood moon. Gotta deal with it every month.
Yeah, but man, Papa Lloyd, dude, there's some big news out there right now. Do you want to go into the space?
Yeah, go ahead. And let's indulge ourselves.
Yeah, my goodness. So for the first time in human history, ladies and gentlemen, this is happening right now. The first all civilian crew didn't have a single astronaut, qualified astronaut on board. And they flew out into space, orbited Earth for 3 days.
In space. God damn.
And just landed earlier today.
Yeah. SpaceX, man.
Amazing.
They're doing their shit, yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, this is huge. Huge news.
Right? It's supposed to be huge. But meanwhile, on planet Earth, we are still bickering whether or not we can go out of our house and visit some places.
Wear some stupid face mask or face shield,
Which we should, I think. But
face mask
still,
is okay. Face shield, come on.
God damn it. But SpaceX.
Wow, it's just so incredible. I mean, the time that these people had to put in, and it was interesting because one of the participants was a charity case because the launch was trying to also raise money for St. Jude's Hospital. Which is well known for their charity cases for cancer patients.
Is anybody watching though?
I did. I mean, I watched the replay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
How many people do you know watched it personally?
I mean, outside of my daughter and the wife, I don't know.
See, that's why we're ranting right now.
You and me.
I barely had time because I admit I found out about the news probably on the day when I used to message you whenever some shit is happening in space, right? I mean, how the world works now. Is this the Twilight Zone?
The tables have turned. My father friend, my cousin.
Now you're telling me the news about space. It's like, God damn, man, and I barely have time. That's father time for me.
Yeah, that time, it's like a vacuum.
But still, I was elated when I heard the news. Like, God damn, yeah,
it's incredible. How could you not be amazed by that?
Yeah.
I mean, even the wife who doesn't really follow.
But she still asked me though.
They were still interested.
There's space tourism. I was like,
it's really happening.
Yeah, it's happening, and soon there'll be hotels up there.
Imagine you don't even have to be a qualified astronaut to go into space anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're at that point.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, but are we flocking though? That's my
Are we flocking to
concern.
To what?
We were talking a while ago about the Wright brothers or the pioneers in aviation when people used to flock whenever they have their historic moments, or even in the Apollo days or the space shuttle. I guess still now it's still happening, but
like a tailgate party.
Yeah, people
like
just gather around and just watch with their family the launch itself. And now we can have it online, but I noticed like no, does anybody care here?
Well, we
can talk about it, but still, like there are other news that just kind of overshadows that activity.
For sure.
It's just kind of sad, I think.
It is. Yeah. It's saddening, and it's also beautiful because it's all happening all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like there's just madness happening right now in every part of the planet, and Can you imagine just getting away from Earth for the weekend? It's a 3 day
Just
trip,
watch it, man.
just
Yeah,
like
I know.
just orbit Earth for a
Ooh,
few days and like, oh, it's
just
so
a
quiet
whole new
here.
perspective. Exactly. Or just get a whole new perspective. I believe we talked about
Mm-hmm.
this a couple
Mm-hmm.
of episodes ago. Just how it could change a human being by seeing the planet up close, I should say, in a way, even if you're way up there, but you're able to see the just an entity in itself, like a ball even. Of course you wouldn't see it as a ball because you're not that far away from Earth, but still you would see the curvature, right? You see the
Yeah.
photos.
Mm-hmm.
Except flat earthers may probably disagree with that, but who cares?
It's all fake, bro.
But yeah, right, imagine if
It's incredible.
yeah, how many decades did it take for airplanes to be just a regular thing? That was
It wasn't that long
yeah, it
ago.
wasn't long ago. In the early 1900s, I've seen the actual plane itself. The Wright
Yeah.
brothers
Mm-hmm.
used
Mm-hmm.
in Kitty Hawk. The Wright Flyer. When I was in
Nice.
the Smithsonian, that was one of the
Awesome.
highlights of my trip there. I think we talked about it last season, and yeah, for me that was like Disneyland. Like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
wow, man, this is the mecca and shit. So for me, just imagining that within a century, and now we're blasting off into space, and as not as astronauts, but as
Mm,
tourists, potentially.
yeah.
So
It was great too to watch the replay
mm,
and hear the. I think it was I don't know if it was a live audience or it was the employees, of SpaceX all watching
mm,
the landing and everyone's cheering.
yeah.
It's like wow, it's intense and incredible, and in our kids' lifetime,
Mm,
this is going to be accessible. I mean,
mm,
for sure, of course, it's going to be for the super rich at first, but
yeah, yeah, that's
when they
true.
start replicating these rockets, and
Yeah.
it's going to be like airports, right?
Yeah, and
There's going
why
to be
be
like,
mad about it? A lot of people get mad because yeah, it's
why
just
would they
still
get
for
mad?
billionaires. I
Nah,
mean,
for now,
yeah,
for
the
now,
people who rode in airplanes before were the
yeah,
rich people, right?
exactly, yeah, yeah.
And now it's so accessible.
Mm.
You basically like riding a bus.
Airports are
Yeah,
everywhere.
airports are everywhere. You can just get into a plane and watch this thing take off
Yeah.
and fly.
Soon you can get, on a shuttle from Kitgai
Yeah,
and it'll take you to the space station. You just launch off into space for a
yeah.
few days.
And it wasn't like
Leave your
oh,
car there.
exactly. It wasn't like 100 years, barely more than 100 years ago that the airplane was invented, and
Yeah,
so
it's incredible.
maybe next generation they would be able to enjoy that. For me, I'm fine not being able to go into space. I'd probably die first before my daughter could, maybe, or my
Experience zero
grandchildren.
G.
Yeah, or maybe my grandchildren if they can afford it.
Sure, sure.
But it'll come. Yeah,
Hmm.
and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it that I cannot participate, but I'd love to.
Another
Yeah,
100 years, who knows where
yeah.
this is gonna be?
True. So why
S-
be mad? I mean, billionaires they can afford it. So
I,
let them
I'm
go.
glad I'm actually witnessing it,
Yeah, yeah,
just to
exactly.
witness
Just
it.
witnessing it
It's awesome
for me is a
to be alive right now. I mean,
miraculous.
wow.
Even
I,
that's true.
I could be dead right now. I thought I
And to
would
be
be.
alive in this particular time
It's
is
something else.
something else. That's why we were talking about it, and that's why I think we should pay more attention to it because that's the future. And we talk when I talk about the future, it's just the future of the future. It's the future of our species. We need to reach another star system soon enough. I mean, can't we would just die here eventually? So that's the goal.
Harvest another planet.
Yeah, we should be interplanetary by at least the end of this century, and then after that, hopefully interstellar.
Yeah,
So that's
it's
a
gonna be.
dream. So there you go, people. So
Yeah.
from Mike Tyson to SpaceX and what else?
Yeah. Well, there's some other big news this month, man. You finally tried shaving your head.
I did
Yeah. I
for
mean,
after a long time. This is the
so
first time.
this is the thing. If you've never went bald, it is very liberating. It's incredibly
Yeah,
liberating to wake up in the morning, not even think about your hair.
yeah. Because I loved my hair. I mean, I
Yeah.
really do. Yeah, if there's a vain part in me, one of it was probably my hair that I really. Let's just say I was pampering it when I was a
Yeah.
bit younger.
You
I
got
have
all
a full hair though.
you got all the good stuff,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. So I used to have
Going
like
to
long
Bed
hair
Bath and
all the
Beyond
time. Get
or
a
a body shop. Going to the body shop, bro.
get a hot oil treatment once in a while.
Get a scalp massage.
Yeah, that was my thing before. But you
Yeah.
know, when you
Yeah.
get married and all that shit, you don't really care anymore.
You
It's
got to
like,
pay for those diapers, son.
Jesus Christ, yeah. It's less shampoo. That's the so you don't have to buy on a
Yeah.
monthly basis.
It is.
Yeah.
It is
Why not?
if you're trying to live a little bit more minimal, getting rid of your hair is a really good way to start.
Yeah.
For the females too, I would encourage females to try it because
Shave their head.
they're very attached to their hair, man. If you even suggest it to a female, they're like, no, never. Like, why not? Rose Namajunas, she looks awesome,
did,
bald, man.
And that was like a cool move because for her it was getting in the way of
Of
her
course, if you're
training and everything.
grappling,
Yeah, I'm
that
just
gets
like,
in the
I
way.
don't have time for this shit. And
Yeah.
that's why she's winning.
Mhm.
She's willing to shave her head.
Willing to shave your
Because
head,
it
man.
gives her an advantage in time and everything preparation.
Yeah.
Less distraction. It's distracting. Have you ever tried playing any sport with long hair? I've tried. I've had long hair for a long time. I played basketball with long hair. It's fucking just distracting. Sometimes your hair gets in your eye and all that shit. So,
It's itchy.
yeah, it's itchy. It takes a while to take a bath because you get it, and it consumes a lot of shampoo too.
Yeah.
So
Especially if you bathe every day.
yeah. So now I just take a little. That's it, just to clean your scalp and all. All right, good to go. Just start with your day.
It's my favorite haircut, Shaolin style, bro.
Yeah. You've had it for quite some time, so you're pretty used to it.
Yeah, nabailo gyud.
Yeah, mga ganun.
The tables have literally turned. I have the long hair. I'm keeping up on the movies. I'm telling you about what's you're bald, you're at home.
Yeah, for me this is like some strange Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, this is
It's like I'm living in a simulation where Papa Ben is
some kind of glitch in the
basically
matrix here.
experiencing my experience a few years ago. God damn it.
We're variants of each other.
Fuck,
This is hilarious.
fuck reality, man. But it's fine though.
That
because
is reality, though.
yeah.
That's a part of.
But now I get it
the
because I
reality.
used to make fun of your situation. People like, Jesus Christ, man,
Yeah,
do you live under a rock? But now I get it. All right.
I don't
I
keep
see.
up on
Yeah.
anything, dude.
Now I see your point.
Tatay time, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hashtag tatay time.
But yeah, for sure, I think we should bring that back, that sense of familial activity in the old days, especially because now we're doing so much online and everything. But I miss that aspect of culture where the family just gathers around and talk about whatever life and all that shit. It seems to
Is that a
be,
tradition here?
I think, in every tradition,
Oh.
not just exclusive to the Philippines. Or I see
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
like-
see it in every culture,
family
right?
dinner
Yeah,
time?
family dinner time, or
Sure,
not just
sure, sure.
gatherings. Because now it's so hard to do gatherings
Oh, yeah,
nowadays.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I think we're getting more disconnected. So,
Mm.
how do we readjust again, or if we're allowed to in the not so far future? I hope so. To go back to that setting. That's disconcerting because we were talking about like it's slowly like how we're slowly being disconnected in a way. We're so connected with ourselves, our technologies and all that shit, but
Mhm.
at the same time so disconnected in a human way.
Sure.
It's
Especially now.
disconcerting. Yeah, especially now.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
we still get to talk to our families, or since we're stuck at home.
Yeah.
But
Oh man, I hate watching the daughter have to play toys online.
Online.
It's so ridiculous. I like wow, this is really what's happening right now. This is the reality. Like they got to play toys together online. Fuck.
just stare at some screen.
Yeah.
with your
Stare at a screen
playmates.
all day. Jeez, just to play with your friend.
I wonder
My
how
goodness.
it's gonna affect their generation.
Well, you're gonna have to move to augmented reality at that point
Yeah.
because playing on a screen is ridiculous. If you could play together with augmented reality, that would be cool.
Mm.
Like I don't know if I tried looking the other day if there were games that kids could play on Messenger, like on Facebook Messenger.
Mm.
Apparently, they took the feature off before games were accessible via Messenger, but now they exclusively do it on the platform.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm still looking around if anybody knows where kids can play, age restricted games
Mm.
together online in
Online.
Messenger or whatever. It doesn't have to be necessarily in the game, not like
Mm.
something like WoW or something, but just play games like if you played virtual ping pong or something like that over
Mm.
Messenger.
Mm.
I don't know if that exists, but that would be a nice option.
Yeah.
They could do like a Wii augmented reality kind of thing,
Yeah.
together online. Like I think that would be fun.
Yeah, but I think we're only introducing them the technology, but what are we teaching them? I think that's for me, the question that I've been trying to wrestle with, because I'm still in the process of raising my daughter. She's still
Baby, yeah,
yeah,
still a baby.
9 months old.
Sure.
So now when she gets to the point where she's understanding her environment, she's able to use the phone
Hmm.
and all that shit. Uh, how would she perceive that in a way since she was thrust into that world without some sort of an idea in a way of how it evolved or came to this point where they're just casually using it?
Mm.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
mean, it's hard for me to
it's just
express
part
it,
of every day.
but since
It's just there.
we grew up in the 80s, right?
Hmm.
That was the time when we still had time to play outside.
Hide and
No,
seek.
yeah,
Yeah.
hide and seek, all that
Sure.
let's just say classical view of how kids were playing at that time. And then
Sure.
suddenly we grew up and this thing was introduced to us, and probably we had a hard time of dealing with it, I guess, and we're still figuring it out.
Kids will adopt to
Yeah,
it.
yeah, but how much
Adapt to
more
it, I
for
should say.
them? I can't imagine like when they grow up, it's gonna be even more so normalized in a way. Like it's,
Integrated into
yeah,
their life.
integrated into their
Yeah,
lives. There you
it's
go.
gonna be there
So the challenge
every
is, what
step
are
of the
we
way.
teaching them about technologies? Like for me, it's a tricky one because we're still
Mm.
experimenting with it.
It's still so new. It's still
Yeah,
so new
it's like,
for
are we
everybody.
teaching them anything? Let's just say, yeah, okay, you get the latest gadgets. What for?
Mm.
Uh, are we telling them that, or introducing the latest gadgets because it's the latest, or are we, let's just say, bearing in mind what is the thought behind that process of
Mm.
getting to this point, right? We're
Hmm.
using this. Why are
Right,
we
right.
using this in the first place?
Yeah.
It's more like connecting to the human spirit of what made us invent those or even come up with those things in the
Mm.
first place. Why are we even doing this shit, right? What
Uh-huh.
the
Sure.
hell is the deal? That is my whole shtick of it all. It's like, why?
Yeah.
What for? If we just even survive this whole process and then have some bots for the next generation, then what is the whole point of the human spirit, right? Of this endeavor. I think for me that's the whole philosophical question of raising a child in this environment, this reality.
Technology.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
with technology
Yeah.
especially. I don't know, maybe I just
Yeah.
had too many beers tonight. It's a Sunday rant, so I don't care.
Yeah. It's interesting to think about how integrated into their everyday life it's going to be. When they walk into the bathroom, you're going to be able to play some music and
Mm,
turn on the water
mm.
with your voice or something like that.
Did anybody explain to you, even during your adolescent? Uh,
About technology?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No.
You're
I
right,
mean,
right. So
just kind of learn with it.
you just go with it.
Yeah.
But let's just say if you have a guidance, or if we guide the next generation, our
Mm,
children, and
sure. To
on
be to be part of it and not
yeah,
just
yeah,
not just
or
consume.
even just present the idea of technology that it could perhaps be a scaffolding of ourselves in
Mm,
preparation for another evolution. I don't know how you explain it. Some
yeah.
explain it with, well, that's just God or
Mm,
whatever. I don't really care about that, how you communicate with your child. But for me, it's important to highlight at least the possibility of this sort of emergence, our emergence from our old selves as we evolve.
Yeah, I suppose you could maybe go back and look at how the human has evolved and
Mm,
then explain it in that way. Like, look, if a land if a land animal can evolve into a whale,
mm.
then obviously a human can still evolve into something
Into
else.
something else that can travel
Yeah.
in interstellar
What that
interstellar
yeah, what that
space.
is, we don't really know at this time, but
Mm,
we can at least go back and see observe things that have evolved
mm.
and look at how different that is.
Yeah.
A four-legged land walker evolved to have the most giant mammal on the
On the
planet.
planet.
That's incredible.
Yeah, right.
But it took a long time.
Took a long
Took a long
time.
time. Do we have that much time?
I guess so.
Maybe.
But
If we
the
get to
special thing
Mars.
about it, I hate to call it special as a species, as even as our existing, our existence rather. But it's special in a way because it only took a couple of let's just say thousands of years from this point, from that point to this point, technologically speaking. I'm saying
Yeah.
it's a
Uh-huh.
blink. It's not even a blink of an eye
Yeah.
in the cosmic scale,
Hardly
right? Yeah,
anything.
hardly. It was
It's
like how old is the
speck of
universe? Maybe
dust.
14, 16 billion years old, but it only took hundreds of thousands of years technologically, or
Yeah.
let's just say even decades
Mhm.
from the industrial revolution to now.
Mhm.
Let's just imagine that, or even from the time of the agricultural revolution
Yeah.
to now. It's barely a blink of an eye.
Mhm.
It's like time, when talking about time,
It's
that's
like
the way I
a
understand it.
grain of
Yeah.
sand,
Yeah.
man. That's
So imagine that. So how much more can we do, or the potential of our I mean, that's just the hopeful side of me, that from what I've learned from this world.
mm.
So I guess communicating that to the next generation or children should be the utmost, let's say, importance in our the way we educate them, the way we we bring them up in this reality.
Yeah. I mean, assuming that humans were like, let's say there was no threat of a meteor hitting Earth and
Yeah, and there is.
extinction would never happen. Like we could just live on as humans. If we lived to 10 billion years from now, the human would look totally different. We probably can't even imagine
Oh
what
yeah,
10 billion years of a species, what we would evolve into.
yeah. Or everything would be digital, even our consciousness. Who knows? I
If it's
think that's
if it's not already.
that's, that's like far out there shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a possibility. So why not? You can talk about it.
Yeah. Makes a fun topic
Yeah, yeah, fun
for
topic.
sure.
It's always nice to just pause for a moment and think about your reality, right? I mean,
Hmm.
even for a night,
The
even
possibility.
once a month, you can do that. Yeah, I think everybody, in my opinion, everybody should do that exercise once in a while. That's why I always have, um, I call a night off. That's my idea
Mm.
of a night off or a day off.
Okay.
It's like when I'm alone by myself and just think, contemplate,
Mm.
and just explore
Yeah.
whatever is there in my mind and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
try to experience this reality from a watcher's perspective. Nga na nga, kwan ba, nga process. I don't know. That's just me, but I suggest people do that at least once every month.
Yeah. Or you just sit and think for 30 minutes a day.
Yeah, yeah,
That's not that much time. I
yeah.
mean, you think
You can
about,
just observe your world, right?
yeah, just think about the day.
Yeah.
Did you learn something today? Did you
Yeah, every
not?
time you look at the sun and you realize it's just another star and we're just another planet orbiting around this star, and there are
Sure.
other stars out there and there are other possibilities out there, but I can't think about it 24/7, but at
Yeah.
least once
Give
in a
yourself
while,
some time
yeah, I
to
just
allow it to
allow it
happen.
to dwell in my mind for a moment, just to at least give me some humble pie.
Mm.
Like, okay, maybe maybe one, who am I, or who I am rather, and what I am is not that important maybe,
Mm. Mm.
and I'm just a part of this process, and I'll just try to do whatever I can in this small pixel in my world to, I don't know, hopefully create a better place. I'm not really disillusioned to think that I can create change that in this universe. But I mean,
We create connection
yeah,
here on the podcast.
yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
Even if I'm just able to connect with my daughter for one day, for me,
Right.
that's a huge,
Or eternally.
yeah. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I mean,
At least for their
in the
lifetime, right?
afterlife, if
Yeah.
there is one, I can still remember things and learn from it. And who knows? I don't know. That's already like metaphysical shit, but
There's some other big news this month,
Mm,
and we were talking about kind of reflecting on your thoughts. And one thing for me, the other day, is that this month marks the 7th month, the longest time that I've been able to go without using an inhaler.
damn, 7 months.
7 months, man, and I broke that this month. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. I think I had to use it back in earlier this year, and then
Mm,
every year so far since I've gone plant based,
nice.
it's increased, and so this month marks another milestone in that. So that's really awesome for me. Like
Mm.
the less time I have to deal with my inhaler, the better.
So you think it was the diet in combination of your, let's say, physical activities?
Hmm.
Other than that, the diet worked for you.
Yeah, I think it was a big factor because I can't really say it was exercise because I've been doing physical exercise for
You're a
lots of
pretty
years.
active guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Way before
I've been
it.
playing sports since I was a
Yeah, yeah.
kid, right? So it's continued, maybe not in that consistency
Mm,
as it was when I was a kid, but yeah, I enjoy pushing myself
mm,
and exploring where my mind can go in those longer distance physical endeavors.
mm.
But
So it's safe to say like it works for you, the diet.
so far that's what I
Mm,
can see.
uh,
So yeah, if I think about our family history, we have a lot of family that are asthmatic, and
yeah.
at the very least they have allergies. So to also be able to be around other family members who kind of suffer from these ailments and get to see, not really, it's not a direct comparison, right? Because we're obviously different people, but genetically we're the closest
Mm,
variants of
mm,
each other, right? So you and I share a closer bloodline than obviously some friend of ours.
mm.
So it's interesting in that sense where I didn't get to grow up around family, but now that I am around family and I suffer from this ailment, to see how other members with closer DNA are also suffering from something similar.
Yeah.
And what like my mother has pretty bad asthma. She can
Mm.
barely sleep a single night.
Mine is skin asthma.
Yours is skin asthma.
Yeah.
I had eczema growing up. My back was terrible, man.
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed about my back growing up. So I feel you.
Genetics, it's
I feel you
crazy.
there, man. I had all the ointments, man. I was so self conscious about my
Yeah.
skin before.
Sometimes you think, what the fuck did I do, or what
Yeah,
the fuck did my grandparents do to deserve for me to deserve this shit?
yeah. I mean, we won't get too into it today, but
Yeah, yeah,
there
yeah.
are dietary
Mm,
issues that can cause inflammation and things like eczema that I only now understand, which I didn't understand before going plant based.
mm,
But yeah, so for me, that's a big milestone. I'm really
yeah.
happy about that, and I hope it continues. I hope I can reach 12 months. I hope I can
Mm.
reach
But at
two
least there's like a
years.
positive progress
It
in your
is.
experiment, your
It,
little experiment.
it's a small measurement.
Yeah, but still.
It's not the
Yeah,
overall like if I have to use it, I will. I'm not dumb about it.
yeah,
I do want to go extend that goal, but if I have to, I'm not going to be like denying myself oxygen just so
yeah.
I can be like, I got to get to 8 months and I'm dying. You know what I mean? That would be stupid.
Yeah. At
So
at this, that's good.
if I
That's
have to, I'll tap out, man.
Yeah,
Whatever.
but that's good. I mean, the discipline it takes. I know how hard it is in a way.
Oh man, there was
Get going.
Pizza Hut pizza in the house the other day. I was like, man, that looks
Yeah.
good. Looks good.
Yeah, but at this point, I think personally, I'm willing to try anything. Like every day, I feel like shit.
Mm.
Every time I wake up, I feel like shit. I guess
Well, you're lacking
because I eat
sleep.
shit. Yeah, because I eat
Yeah.
shit. My lifestyle is shit.
Your kid is not even 1 years old, so everyone
Yeah.
at that stage is going to suffer from sleep
Yeah.
deprivation
My
for sure.
body is actually telling me now. It's like,
Your
take
body
care of yourself. Take
is like,
care.
hey man, hey.
So like, when you wake up every day and you have this terrible headache, and that's the first thing you feel in the morning, that's probably saying something, right? Your body is saying something to you.
If you don't feel good in the morning,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not
Right?
a
God damn.
that's your body telling you
Yeah,
something.
that's why
Yes.
I'm willing to
Yeah.
try your shit because you've although I'm not ready yet. I still have to do a lot of preparations for that. It's
Sure.
just like quitting
It's a mental
smoking.
shift.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
mental
it's a
shift.
mental
It's
shift.
not just about what
No,
you
I'm
eat.
not there yet. Mentally, I'm not there
Sure,
yet,
sure.
but I'm willing to.
It took me years, man. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie and be like, oh, I did it overnight.
yeah.
Some people claim
Takes
they do.
takes a lot of
For
work.
me,
Some people cold turkey, right?
some
Quit
people do
smoking.
that.
Yeah.
Some people do that. For me, it was there was a lot of leading up to going plant based, but there was a time that kind of a milestone where I can remember where I raised my own ducks in Hawaii,
Mm.
and you raise them, they hatch, there's more ducks, so you take care of those ducks, and man, sometimes my roommates would cook one for like Thanksgiving or something like that, and that was fine at that time. I wasn't plant based. I was definitely eating all kinds of meat, and but there was a time where I had to get rid of one of my ducks because there was too many males. When there's too many male ducks, they start killing
Mm.
the eggs. They
Yeah.
start pecking the eggs, and they start trying to basically population control.
Mm.
They don't want too many males, so some of the females they wouldn't kill. Obviously, they let those live, and so I had to get rid of one
They
of my male ducks.
they're
And
just as fucked up as we are.
yeah,
Fucking
oh
ducks.
man, you should see ducks made. It's pretty bad. It's nothing pretty. It's nothing
Yeah.
pretty. But so I had to get rid of one of the
The
male
males.
ducks, and it was already dead, so I put it on the chopping board. And sorry for the graphics. If your kids are listening, you probably want to
Yeah.
turn this off. I'm about to talk about decapitation. So I put
Daffy
my
Duck gets shot all the time by Elmer Fudd. That's fun.
yeah.
No problem.
In this story, Daffy Duck got his head chopped off, and when I hacked that head off, man, and I was looking at the duck's head. I was holding in my hand. I was looking at its eye, and I was like, this is kind of fucked up. I don't think I really enjoy this. Like, just I didn't enjoy it.
But if you're really hungry, let's say for survival, you'd
Sure.
yeah,
There
no problem
and
with that.
vegans don't or people who are plant-based or vegan don't really oppose if you have to survive like that,
Mm,
that's one thing.
mm,
But when you willingly participate in the suffering of sentient beings, as they put it, then that's where the problem is.
mm.
Not so much you're doing it for survival.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's acceptable. Like
Mm.
if that's all you can eat, whatever.
Yeah, because I think the argument could be, I think there's an argument there, a good argument there, because we have options now, right?
We do.
Yeah. So
We have lots of
I
options.
think, given the options, let's just say, if we have options to have slaves right now, or still for us to be enslaved,
There are places that do that still take that option.
and then it's an option. Let's just say, let's just have a how do you call that, a
thought experiment.
thought experiment. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So-
Yeah, that we're in that situation where we can say, all right, let's just have a choice, or we have a choice, and then we still choose to do A instead of B because
Yeah.
it's more convenient.
Right.
That says a lot, right?
Mhm.
So
We love convenience. Dude.
yeah.
we are literally addicted to convenience, and
So it's kind of fucked up in a way,
it's
right?
kind of not our fault. We evolved
Yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
we evolved that
Yeah.
way, and we're still on top of the
But
food chain.
You
as
got to
of
take
now.
responsibility.
Yeah,
for that,
but if you can think about it at least,
at
or
least, yeah.
even intellectually aware of it, then that's a problem, because you already know how it affects reality, and you still participated in that activity, which is in most cases, including me, For me, that's the dilemma. So it's kind of hard, but it's good that we're talking about it. And it's good that some of us are taking steps to actually experiment on different alternatives.
Hmm. Hey, um, nothing against modern technology. I'm not here to
Yeah.
demonize any modern medicine. I mean, those things are incredible. The fact that you can break open somebody's chest to do a triple bypass is incredible. So, but at the same time, you can prevent that triple bypass because they got to break your chest open. I mean, people consider a plant-based or vegan diet as something extreme, but you think about what you have to go through
Mm.
when you get your bypass, man. I mean, they literally break open your chest
Mm.
to access the heart. That is pretty extreme,
Yeah.
right? And if there is an option to prevent that, I want to go with that one.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
man. Because on my father's side, heart is a problem.
Mm.
On our side, right, it's like the lungs.
Mm.
So it's like, man, if either way, I'm screwed. Either the heart stops or the lungs don't work.
Yeah.
And what the hell, man? It couldn't be just my leg or something. And so, to be able to observe in the family environment and look at a person like your father, like mine had to take a dozen medications by
Mm.
the time he was 50.
Mm.
And so no wonder that I'm not even 50 now, and I'm showing these medical
Yeah.
conditions because I just have to look at what I ate for the last lifetime, and it's really obvious because
Yeah.
now I have a better understanding of what actually clogs arteries,
Mm.
what it means, what happens when arteries get clogged or veins get clogged or somewhere in
Mm.
your body is not working.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
Of course. Yeah.
to have an understanding that a stroke and a cardiac arrest are
Not including the
actually,
financial burden that
yeah,
you're gonna have
yeah,
after that.
it's huge. It's a
Yeah.
huge burden.
And the emotional burden in your
Oh man,
family, right?
the
I mean, if
family,
you get
yeah,
sick too early. Yeah, there's two things that I take away from that. One is obviously you want to live longer because
sure.
you're trying to take care of your health.
Hmm.
But other than that, living with the minimal or minimum impact of suffering that you can
Yeah.
have while living, right?
Hmm.
So for me, that's a healthy, let's say, lifestyle
Sure.
that one can have, one
Hmm.
can enjoy in this reality, and at the same time, you have a minimal impact on how others will suffer because
Mm.
of your existence. Is that
Hmm.
a fair
Yeah, that's
statement?
a that's a big part of it. And
Mm,
when you're having a difficult time with the diet aspect, it's always a good way to remind yourself the bigger picture of what you're doing.
yeah.
Because obviously, if a million people chose to do something less detrimental to our planet, then
Mm,
that makes a big difference.
yeah.
So it always starts with one person, and to think that each of us can't make a difference is kind of a silly thought when
Yeah.
humans basically operate in communities.
But you have to be willing to live a very frugal lifestyle, right? Because
I don't know. I mean, these days there are all kind of I don't know what to call them, like unhealthy plant-based options. You can get nuggets and
mm,
hot dogs and chorizo, all plant-based.
yeah.
But in terms of health wise, I don't know if I would really recommend that kind of I tend not to buy those kind of things, which
Mm,
there are very convenient, and probably you can have those every now and then, but I mean,
mm,
at the ideal level, you want to go with whole food, plant based,
I
and
see.
that's
Oh.
that's been my approach. And
And that's what you're trying to teach to your daughter, right?
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and that's a start.
She's not 100%, but she definitely gets her fair share of a variety
Mm.
of foods.
Or even just being aware that every time you consume something, it has an impact
Exactly.
on others, not just
Every
or in
bite.
the environment,
Mm,
other beings on this planet, other species on this planet are suffering also because of us, or we could be suffering because of
huge.
us. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good place to start in educating our children. It's just being at least aware of our footprints or impact on this planet. So
Yeah, it was funny I think it was a week or so ago, the daughter was mentioning my plant-based diet to her classmates or her teacher or something
Mm.
like that. It's like, but in school lessons, they do learn about food and nutritious things to eat. And they kind of discourage, unhealthy foods. And it was interesting to hear the teacher tell the class that there are different options for meat. She didn't say like which one is better or not,
Mm.
but it just that it's an option. So
Yeah.
that was kind of interesting and something that I haven't heard before. Maybe it depends on the teacher or
Mm.
something like that, but it's good to know that these things are becoming less of a more common. I just put it
Mm.
that way.
Mm. Yeah.
And there are places where they're getting rid of things like bologna and things like that, like lunch meat in
Mm.
in the in the
In,
cafeterias of
in
schools.
America, right?
Yeah, not just in I think I just saw I read I think BBC had something about Berlin.
Mm.
They got rid of processed meats from their canteen in the schools, so
Wow.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. At least we're taking steps. It could be decades, it could be generations before we shift from this kind of, let's just say, reality that we live in into that idea. But it's a start, and it's always good that when we talk to her, for me at least, I still can't talk to my kid about it because I'm still in that stage where she's still learning to walk and all that.
All right, right, right.
Yeah, just barely. She can't even say my papa yet. So
Yeah,
that's a long way to go, but it's a start.
but you're feeding her plant foods, right?
For now, yeah. It's a combination of fish a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it depends. So what do you call it? Omnivore, yeah.
Sure,
Diet.
sure, sure. I subscribe to the idea that reduction is the most practical expectation.
Mm,
To expect everyone to go 100% whole food plant
yeah.
based is probably not very realistic. So for people who are interested, there's a really good YouTuber. His YouTube channel is called Earthling Ed,
Mm,
and even he's like a really famous vegan. He goes on the streets of different places and talks to people about being vegan, why they
mm,
don't agree with it, and
mm,
the ethics part of it. And he has so many videos. But even he, as popular as he is as a vegan, even he says that his expectation is for reduction.
I
So
see.
if people just reduce the amount of fish or meat or whatever that they're consuming and just increase the plant foods, that's already a good start. Like
Mm,
that's a good way
yeah.
to start.
Yeah, and in that case, also with not just with our food, but maybe everything, our activities. Should we pause for a moment, maybe like slow down globally? I'm talking about our
In
impact,
terms of food production,
not just food, but everything. Like
there's
the
some
way we
starving
consume
people out
things.
there.
Yeah, it's
It's ridiculous.
probably a bad idea. I don't know because maybe I'm too stupid to understand the whole global
Maybe
economics
in
thing. But
in certain places,
yeah, but
it could
should we? I think should
reduce food
how much?
production.
Not just food production.
Mm.
Let's just say, do all of us really need all that shit that we desire?
All this stuff in our house,
Yeah, all
we're
that.
just hoarding.
What are we doing? I mean, I'm guilty of that. I'm not. I'm
Of
not.
course, we all are,
Yeah, I'm not. Let's say being a hypocrite here.
especially if you live in a city.
Yeah, but we log into Shopee all the time,
Yeah,
order some shit that we don't need just because.
yeah.
Sasha, beep 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 beep
It's
beep beep beep
convenience,
beep
dude.
beep 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 beep.
Telling you.
So you have to buy shit from
I,
time to
lo-
time.
I love that Jackie Chan
Yeah.
commercial. Pili na sa Shopee.
Bili na.
Salamat.
See, everybody's compelling us to buy shit.
But
So,
Jackie Chan is telling me,
we
man,
keep buying shit, right? All the time.
all the
It's like
time.
a new cell phone case. How many cases do we need in a year?
Yeah,
Really? How many pairs of shoes do we need
it's
in a
ridiculous.
year? And I think also that it should be more prudent. I think
Yeah, I think
with our spending, with our.
a pursuit for a more minimal
Mm.
lifestyle, I think
That's just me though. I'm not
it's
telling
worth
people what to do.
exploring.
Yeah, but
It's worth exploring when you get to see how much of your stuff doesn't really require clutter in your mind, right? Because
Oh,
before, I can't remember where I read this, but it's unclutter your life, unclutter your
is it
mind.
Marie Kondo?
Yeah, is that where it came from? I don't know.
Marie Kondo is famous for that. It's like
I don't know.
letting go of a lot of clutter
Probably. Maybe that's it.
in
Yeah.
your shit. Yeah, my
Maybe that's
wife
it.
tells me that all the time. She's a big fan of Marie Kondo.
Yeah.
If you're listening, yeah, check her out. I mean, I've seen some episodes of her show. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's like you think about this stuff, you hold it in your hand, you ask
Mm.
yourself, how did this particular item affect me? Do I have a relationship with this or whatever? And if you're willing to let go of it, let go of it. Put it in the stash, another stash, and you keep the stuff that you think is practical. You think is maybe I'm misrepresenting her, her views. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but that's how I interpreted it. So Mary Kondo. But yeah,
Yeah, I think a minimal lifestyle is
is it healthy? Yeah.
if you've ever tried to get rid of your bed and just live without a bed, I think it's should I don't know. It's liberating to not live with it, because there was a time when I was living in California and I was literally moving once a year. And I think there was even one year I moved twice in one year, and that's, you know, that's a lot of moving, and you have to lug around, your computer desk, your bed, your pillows, and your
Everything.
sheets, and all this kind of
Your
stuff.
condoms and shit.
Yeah. Anal beads.
Anal beads, the vibrator and shit.
I mean, it's very liberating to be able to move about and just go to a different place and not have to carry your
Nomad
damn bed.
lifestyle. Huh?
Yeah.
You
I mean,
had
just a
that.
bed. I mean,
Yeah.
you can still have other stuff.
You were able to experience that, the
I
nomadic
got rid of my
lifestyle.
bed. Yeah.
You were in Hawaii.
I was happy to get rid of my
Yeah.
bed, dude.
Yeah, that's
I hated lugging that thing around.
That's a trip, man. Just being on an island and
Yeah.
just sleep wherever you want to sleep.
Sleep in the garden.
Jeez, yeah.
Sleep in a tent, man.
You went pretty extreme with your lifestyle. Huh?
Yeah, it was interesting to pitch a tent in the garden and to know that the neighbors were actually okay with it being.
Whoop! Wait, that's my phone. It's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, being exposed to that environment was fun, man.
No, no, sorry about that. We had a call. I got the call.
Yeah, baby's crying.
Baby's crying. That's why.
Tatai time, yo.
Tatai time, yo. This is what this episode is about. Tatai time.
And it's about
Literally.
that time. We're gonna wrap it up here, Papa Loy.
So yeah, I hope you enjoy that Sunday rant. Sunday rant. So tune in again next episode. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. This is Papa Loy.
Papa Ben.
Yeah, and whatever happens, Daddy on, soldier, or soldier on, Dad. Thank you all. All right, see you. It's father time.